And welcome back. Our guest tonight is James Knox. He is a critical infrastructure consultant. He's here to discuss solutions for dealing with smart technology. Thanks for joining us, James.
Greetings, Shikari. Nice to be here again, and thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, definitely appreciate it. The viewers love what you have to say, and we want to know what you have to say about this. If we can start here in the dot cam. Mainstream media finally admits televisions can spy on you. You know, we know, and you know, of course, that this has been going on for years, not just televisions, Xboxes, cable boxes, you know, any type of things. And they're finally admitted it. What does this mean to you? Does this mean a significant blow? Is the official story starting to unravel? What do you think about this?
In all honesty, I think it should be looked at as a significant blow, just for the fact that they've known, and they're telling you they've known. But now they're forced to admit it because everybody else is having to admit it. So they've broken down all these systems. Right, let me back up a sec. Remember when, you know, in one of the early interviews, I talked about Kalia and how that was the beginning of this program. And it really was, because that's what interlinked everything, and, you know, cross-platformed, which really means, you know, as you tie everything together so that all things can be seen as one, so to speak. So now America needs to start looking at, hey, wait a minute. If this is true, and if I have PON, which is passive optical networks to the house, if I have a DSL, if I have some type of wireline router, if I have some type of connection to the internet world, then guess what? If they all of a sudden want to, hey, James Knox, I want to see exactly what he's doing, they're going to be able to see exactly what I'm doing, not to mention lighten up video cameras you have plugged in your house, cameras that are hidden in these you know, in your new TVs and your toasters, in whatever device. And it's all going to be said to be advertisement. That's how it's going to be sold to you. It's so that we can provide a better product for you.
Yeah, because we saw this when they were saying that, yeah, we're going to spy on you through your dishwasher. You know, and even we have this article right here, if we can get another dot cam, about smart toilets. You know, of all things, James, why do you think somebody needs a smart toilet? A toilet that you can flush with your iPhone or your Android?
You know, I hate to say this, but it's kind of like a dog, because you can. And I don't mean to be rude. In other words, if you have the ability to put one of these little itty bitty devices in anything and everything, and you're really going after bad guys. I mean, these are really bad guys, and that's what they're going to tell you. Wouldn't you want to be able to see everything and everywhere?
Yeah, but the deal about it is, James, and I'm sure you know this as well, is they're not catching the bad guys, or at least not as many that are out there doing these devious things, because if they wanted to catch the bad guys, they'd start taking a hard look at themselves.
Oh, no, absolutely. I'm sorry there, Shikari. I guess more of what I meant was, that's what we as American citizens need to realize, that the criminals, they're not getting caught. We're getting hassled in every way we can. And personally, I think that every time that any of these things come at you, if an officer gives you a hard time and you know it's not true, or you're questioning, you start asking them, start pushing back on all these things. If we as a nation start pushing back and say, look, we don't want this crap. I know this interview is short. We could get into a whole thing about a whole bunch of ways to kind of really disrupt these devices. And I might put myself in a little danger, but maybe not. And I'm game for doing it.
Okay, James, since we have that, you know, with the time we have, you know, what would you recommend to disrupt these devices?
You know, the thing that comes down to, you know, what device, what are you trying to disrupt? One of the simplest ways that a person can disrupt their house, let's say, now you're not going to be able to use your Wi-Fi in your house, but get a Wi-Fi box and set it up, or even you could build this thing off the net that you plug into the wall, and it just creates noise everywhere, so that all the RFI or RF things in your house that they would use no longer become usable because the data is garbage. Take and put this is, as long as you don't put a lock on it, take and put a metal box around your smart meter. All these things, we could go on and on. I don't know how much time we got here. Sorry.
Well, let me ask you a specific question, because we hear about the TVs and the Xboxes, the solution you just had, would that work for those type of devices as well?
Absolutely. Anything that's, have you ever heard of a Faraday shield?
Excuse me, the what?
A Faraday shield?
No, tell me more about that.
A Faraday was the fellow that invented the capacitor. He also made what's known as a Faraday shield. And basically what is it? A grounded box. You take like and it can be steel, preferably copper, and then you drive a ground rod in the ground and put this box in there, and then take your Xbox and put it in there, and then run wires out of it. None of the Wi-Fi stuff is going to function that way.
Let's talk about smartphones. Everybody has a smartphone. How can you keep somebody from being able to hack into your device?
You want the bad news or the really bad news?
Okay, give whatever you think I can handle.
You can't, and you can't.
Even with all the encryption, with all the stuff they try to sell you on, that you can do this to keep people from hacking into your phones, all the gizmos and other things you can attach to your phone, you're saying there's no way?
Not if you're Uncle Sugar. See, here's the difference, okay? You're looking at your smartphone as just this is my smartphone, and it does all this. It's really just a computer, actually, but that has a NIC and a Wi-Fi device. Okay, and this is what most people see. It's just like they used to see the regular old telephone. Well, this, to me, that's nothing. The network is the device. If I have access to the network, then I can access and do anything. And that was a point that I really wanted to hit on. And I think that's something that people don't get. When Kalia happened, just because that's kind of my datum for it, when Kalia happened and we interconnected the U.S. government to our public switch telephone network, that gave them access to anything and everything if they chose to use it. Now, I was always hopeful that the Constitution would protect us. Now, that obviously, as we see, has not happened. As far as I'm concerned, Congress is in the midst of very treasonous acts, and I do not say that statement lightly. I do not accuse them of anything either. That being said, we're welcome to 1984, people. I kind of got lost there, but
that's all right, James.
1984.
Yeah, this is 1984. Now, our time is short. Can you give us your closing thoughts and also how people can contact you?
You can contact me at darkcommo.com, DARKCOMMO at gmail.com. I have a G+ page. I've got a YouTube page, just James Knox. I believe if you go to the YouTube page, you just do James Knox Telecom. I think the first 2 interviews will pop up. Some of my stuff will. I've been injured. I just kind of been getting back to it, so I'll start putting out some more content. I tend to keep it it's kind of adults only, because I don't necessarily keep my language clean, just so everybody knows. But it's all good stuff, and if anybody would like to hear some things that are a little more of a family nature, please reach out to me, and I will happily do so. And anybody wants to reach out to me, I get kind of waylaid by this, but I will do my best to put out what information I can. Because the reason I'm doing this is because I care, and we're being lied to. And now we know we're being lied to. And not only are we being lied to, they're telling us that you're going to keep taking more of it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We see this with Snowden and all the other whistleblowers. But James Knox, thank you for your time. And everybody go to his sites, to go to his YouTube page. There's great stuff on there. James Knox, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, sir, very, very much. You have a wonderful day.
So there you have it from a man who actually worked in the telecom industry. He's telling you, you know, there are certain solutions you can do to equip your television and your Xbox, so forth. But when it comes to your smartphone, there's not too much you can do. You may be able to buy little encryption packets that keep people, you know, your lower grade hackers out of your phone. But NSA, FBI, if they want what's on your phone, they're going to get it. But if you'd like to support this broadcast, go to prisonplanet.tv, get yourself a 15-day free trial. You can get the Alex Jones radio show, the nightly news, the special reports, the rants. It's all right there on prisonplanet.tv. So that's it for this edition of the InfoWars Nightly News. I'm your host, Jakari Jackson, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Now you can watch the Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.
I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the 3 that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com.